ChubStep.
Jrad.
Creating the all of Goku.
Steed. Chub. Step.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
Hover around takes me where I wanna go. Where will it send me?
Piece of art
with termites
history
and scorpions. You know
No,
that, right?
no. This is
You sure the one by your thumb there isn't a scorpion?
no. That is my thumb.
That is one big pile of shit.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Hello, welcome, and take a seat. Close your eyes, hopefully if you're driving, and just go off into the void.
That's right.
Whatever
We'll guide
happens,
you.
happens.
We'll guide you on your drive here. You do not need to see this. There'll be a spiritual journey.
Yeah, spiritual journey, full attention to us, and let us guide you into the afterlife. Because you're going to crash.
Steve, I'm going to tell you this, speaking of kind of like realities and alternate universes, I'm going to tell you this call that I got from my mom yesterday morning. I'm going to put on my Arizona Cardinals glasses here as I'm doing this.
Yeah, I forgot to. I had my normal glasses. People are going to think I'm a nerd. You got to blur my face.
We watch on YouTube. We're wearing our Arizona Cardinals matching glasses. So she says, I just did a total mom move here. I just spent the past 3 hours watching the Bills-Chiefs game. And I got so excited. I wanted to call Paul, but I didn't have his number. So I called Elle, my sister, and she said that game's not till later today.
Oh my God.
She was so excited because the Bills won by 3. She did not realize, but she was watching an NFL on the NFL channel. She watched the entire game, Paul.
Oh no.
Of the game that happened on December 10th. So she was so excited to cheer with you that the Bills won by 3 points.
Yeah, I would have been pretty pissed if I got that call.
And then she felt so stupid. She said that's after 3 hours that it was a game that happened on December 10th, not the game that happened on January 21st.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that she didn't call me.
Yeah. But for a little bit, Steve, she shared an excitement that
she shared in the joy of a Bills fan. She's probably a Bills fan for life now.
Most people have heard the story if they've been listening to the show for a long time, but it reminds me of, it's just a less extreme version of this, but we had a neighbor of mine that, this is a classic ChubStep story, a neighbor of mine that watched a couple seasons of Shameless because our other neighbors were saying how good it was. And then he realized at a certain point after they were saying, talking about certain characters and like, I don't remember the character. He's not like that, or he's not like that he was watching the British version of Shameless.
Oh my God.
That he had watched a few seasons of. And not the American version. So that's similar, cool. But not the same show, turns out.
Yep. Like my bonehead move of the week, where I watched the last episode of the first season of that Game of Thrones show.
Yes, the House of Dragons one. So, yeah, unfortunately for the Bills, the season ended. But for a little bit, they had won in my mom's mind. In an alternate reality.
Yeah, so they did lose. Pretty heartbreaking stuff for me. I drank a lot of whiskey and it didn't help last night.
Yeah, that's weird that the drinking doesn't help.
Yeah, it just made me more sad.
People don't talk about that.
But it was making me mad because I was like, I was drinking whiskey all game because I was so nervy. And there was a point in the fourth quarter, I don't know if any sports fans do this, where I felt myself getting excited that the Bills are going to win. And I was like, you can't handle this, Paul. Stop getting excited. So I cut myself off.
Okay.
Like in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter, I was like, don't let yourself get excited because I know it's just going to make me even more sad.
Yes.
So I didn't, I felt the joy coming of Josh Allen, doing some cool passes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't do it, man.
Yeah.
But it hurts. And it's I thought I would slander Taylor Swift in this episode.
I have, Steve, even as a joking thing from slandering Taylor Swift, I've known that upsets some true Swifties.
Well, I'm going to do it. We're going to do Taylor Swift conspiracy theories, and I'm going to prove them to be true.
Okay, but what are your theories here?
Okay. All right, Jared, did you know that Taylor Swift is a reincarnated leader of a satanic cult?
That's the first time I've heard that.
Oh, really?
What's the evidence behind that?
Look up the name Xena Shrek.
Is Xena spelled Xena?
No, it's spelled Zeena, Shrek. And she was the high priestess of the Church of Satan for 5 years.
Wait, Gina Shrek's still alive.
Look her up.
I'm okay.
How much does she look like Taylor Swift?
Okay, I'm seeing one picture here that looks like it actually just is Taylor Swift, but
Exactly.
okay, I'm seeing I can see some similarities. Sure.
A lot of
I'll pull it up.
similarities.
I'll pull it up on people on YouTube here.
Yeah. So you're seeing a lot of, I mean, the cheekbones, the eyes, the eyebrows, all exactly the same. Only reason you see a difference is because it is
Okay.
one
Yeah,
second.
so this one, I think this literally just might be Taylor Swift. I don't know if that's actually her, but this is her more modern. Okay.
Yeah, that's Taylor Swift. Oh wait, no, it's the leader of a satanic cult.
Okay. This is Xena.
And
Did she
Satanist.
change her name? Was she Xena LeVay at one point?
Probably.
Okay.
LeVay was the another. He's like one of the founders or
Oh,
old
this is what
leaders
you're
of
talking
the
about here,
Church of
Steve.
Satan.
This is your side by
Yeah, that's the
side that
same
you're
girl.
Here's this is from YouTube or from Yahoo News. Here's why the theory that Taylor Swift is a Satanist clone absolutely checks out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is one. So I'm okay with that personally.
Yeah.
Like me, you know, you do you. Do some sweet ass devil music, whatever. This next one really pisses me off.
Okay.
She only carries empty purses.
Okay. How do you know that?
Well, it's all in the technique.
Okay.
She does it so effortlessly when she's carrying these handbags, and it must mean they're empty. Okay. If it contained a bunch of heavy items, then the purse is draped over her arm. It would be like weighing her arm down.
So is it possible? Is it possible she has very strong forearms?
It is not possible.
Okay.
Look at those things.
I found an E! News article from 2016, all the times that Taylor Swift has carried an empty purse.
Exactly.
Okay.
Every time. She only carries empty purses. No gum to give out to kids. No candy.
Sure.
No iPods. So, I mean, do it with it what you will, but to me, you gotta shut it down.
So ideally, she'd have an iPod in there, an
She'd
iPod
have
Shuffle or
something in
something.
Why have the purse if there's nothing in it? Satan.
Okay, all right.
Carrying the devil's notes.
No, I mean notes is something though.
The notes of something.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're saying it's
So,
something. Okay.
Jay, did you know that Taylor Swift has no belly button? Why do you think she wears high-waisted shorts so often?
Okay. In case Taylor once famously told, "I don't like showing my belly button."
Yeah, because there
She
isn't
said that.
one.
She said that to, in MTV a bunch of years ago.
Yeah, because she doesn't like showing it. She's never
yeah.
shown it.
Okay. Okay.
It's been photoshopped, but she's never shown her actual belly button, which is a little weird.
Yes.
Little bit weird.
She doesn't like the way it looks, so she doesn't show it, is what she's saying. I'm seeing a picture of her pulling down, like she's showing it, Steed, in a picture.
What's
in a
it
fan
look
photo.
like? It look
I'm gonna show
weird?
you. It looks like a normal belly button. The only I'm not the only time I've
Oh no. Oh, that's
how do you explain this picture?
that's disgusting.
It's
I
a
get
play normal belly button. I will say, Steed, my sister ChubStep L pointed out that if she doesn't, there's one belly button she does not like, and that is Emily Ratajkowski's belly button. She's upset by.
That's like Megan Fox's thumbs.
Yeah, yeah. People try to find one flaw with these very pretty people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. It's the same concept. I did see. Okay, yeah. So I see some of these articles. Proof, but there is one that says proof that Taylor Swift does have a belly button. Okay, so okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on from the belly button. She is actually now working as a deep state agent for the Democrats.
Okay, where's this? Okay,
This is everywhere. This is like Fox News is pissed about this recently.
okay. So deep state. I mean,
I
Fox
don't know.
News knows
Well,
about it. She can't be that deep state.
well, here's the thing: the deep state is getting exposed. The
Oh,
Patriots
okay,
out
okay.
there. The
Okay.
Patriots are figuring it out.
Okay. And
Yeah,
what's the evidence behind this?
she's a psyop because she got so popular, and now she's swaying the minds of young voters to vote for Joe Biden, the big
Okay.
guy.
Well, here the big guy. Well, here's the thing. This actually came out from. There's something in here from the U.S. government that says, I'm seeing this, or it's the thing you're saying here, Steve, but it's saying the Pentagon has had to officially deny that Taylor Swift is a secret government asset after Fox News personality floated that conspiracy.
Yeah,
they denied it.
pretty quick to deny it right there. If it was true, why would you even respond? Or if it was like, why would you even respond to that? That's crazy, right? But no,
Yeah.
they're quick jumping to the gun. What? Taylor Swift? Come on.
Yep.
Travis Kelce's girlfriend? No way. Yeah. So all I'm saying, she's also got a evil twin in Japan or some shit. She wears gym clothes, doesn't exercise. Like, there's a lot of stuff going around. All I'm saying is before you vote in the next election, think about why you're voting for that person.
Okay. That's a fair, you know what? That's a fair
Is
warning
Taylor
no matter
Swift
what.
influencing you?
Okay. That's a fair no matter what, right? Who's influencing you to do your voting, right? Or are you making your own informed decision? They claim she's not a deep state agent, but maybe it's unsanctioned.
It is. Well, she's getting paid. We know she's getting paid.
I think she's fine on money, but
yeah.
think she needs the extra cash?
Actually, the weird thing is Instagram asked me if I was registered to vote the other
I got
day.
that as well.
And I was like, go fuck yourself, Instagram, you weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, send me a letter, U.S. government. If you got something to tell me, don't go on my Instagram and ask me if I want to vote, because I'm not doing it. It doesn't matter.
Well, Steed, speaking of voting, I actually wanted to go over the ChubStep awards that we won recently.
That's the only thing you got to vote for.
That's the only thing you got to vote for. Here's the ones that 2023. Let me pull them up here. It's going to take a little bit. Here we go. Are you ready? These are the Chubbies here. Some awards that we won.
The Chubbies.
The Chubbies for best olive oil skin.
Oh,
that goes to Steed.
Yeah.
Steed. Best olive oil skin, Steed.
That's a big honor.
Yes.
To receive that.
Next one here. Best Jaguars fan from Chicago. That goes to me, Jrad.
That goes to you?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
No, this is up for debate. Now, if somebody wants to debate this, email show@chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. As far as I know, from what the people that voted for this said, I'm the biggest Jacksonville Jaguars fan from Chicago.
Hollywood Joe had the change.
No, he's old. Joe. Paul's talking about one of our friends, Hollywood Joe. Hollywood Joe put money on the Titans to beat the Jaguars when they played a couple weeks ago.
You can't do that.
True fan would not do that.
You ride or die with the team.
I would vote against that. Here's a big one, Steve. Steed was awarded the Achievement in Scientific Knowledge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for your Steed Swallows segments.
The Steed Science segments?
Oh, sorry, Steed Science segments. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it threw me off. The swallow thing threw me off because you also won an award. Steed Swallows won an award for best use of the word swallow in an Instagram handle.
Oh, see, that makes sense. I gotta update the bio of Steed Swallows.
Yes, please do that. Here's another one we won. Most improved facial hair. I won this one from when I used to have a chin strap.
Yeah. You did have a chin strap before.
Yes.
And I mean, it's a bold move if you're like a 90s dirtbag that rides, I guess, dirt bikes.
Yes. And the last one I won here is best knowledge of a Civil War general, later president, by a podcast host in his 30s from Chicago. I'm almost done with my Ulysses S. Grant book. So this one, I'm not going to lie, this one I worded myself. I am almost done. It's like, 900 pages. I've been reading it forever.
Are we going to get a Ulysses Grant post?
I could do a Chubistory maybe on it at some point on Ulysses.
Yeah.
I'll do one. Yeah, I can do. I mean, like at this point, I'm like so over it. Like I don't want to ever see his face again.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the president too.
That's what I said by Civil War general, later president.
Okay, well that's basically
Two-term.
my knowledge.
He's a two-termer.
I always thought that he was on the South side in the Civil War.
No, quite the opposite.
I always got him mixed up. I always threw him in with the South generals. Because when you think of the Civil War generals, right? Here's my thing. The South has good propaganda. You got Stonewall Jackson. Cool name. You think of him, you're like, that guy was good at war. Really? No. He got crushed.
Cool name, though.
Cool name. I think there was a Blackjack something. He might have been on the North. General Pershing.
There was, I think, the consensus pretty much goes that the South did have better generals.
Exactly. But here's the thing: they all lost.
Yeah, they all lost. Turns out they were fighting for the wrong cause, so it kind of backfired on them.
Backfired big time.
They also had inferior kind of numbers and weapons and
railroads.
Infrastructure and all the different kind of things. Yeah. But other than that, they did have better generals. The U.S. just had them. Anyway,
that's why I threw Grant, because I knew he was a good general. So I'd always just throw him in with the good Southern generals.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they were all in the South.
Interesting president, though, too. You're right. I'll do a Chubistory on Grant. I'm almost done with the book. When I'm done with it, I'll do that. A Chubistory nobody asked for, but I think it actually is informative. I think a lot of people don't know anything about him. From Illinois. Well, not really from Illinois. He lived here for a few years, but
yeah.
Okay, there we go. So those are ChubStep awards. Steed, actually, speaking of Chubistory, I was going to do a Chubistory real quick.
Oh, okay.
Blood alone moves the wheels of history.
Have you ever asked yourselves in an hour of meditation, which everyone finds during the day, how long we have been striving for greatness?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
America is the richest, most powerful nation on earth. If America was a woman, America would be a big titty woman. And everybody loves a big titty woman.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chubistory.
Please clap.
Now, this one is one that I've had on my list to do for probably 2.5, 3 years. And I just haven't done it. I haven't found the right time. But there is a movie called Ferrari that actually is out now that is very topical to what I'm talking about. So it goes, I haven't seen the movie. I will see it at some point. Adam Driver's in it. Penelope Cruz is in it. Patrick Dempsey's in it, Paul. Steed, Patrick Dempsey.
I'm Googling him. I should know him, right?
Yes, you should. He, I think, is in Grey's Anatomy. See the main guy in Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah,
I've never seen Grey's Anatomy. But I'm familiar with who he is. But anyway, I think that is following a similar type of time frame to what the story I'm about to. So this is about basically racing in the 1950s. So I'm not a racing fan. I don't watch Formula One now. I know people are super into that. So this is less about the actual racing part of it and more just about the craziness that was racing in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
It was just dangerous. The reason this is crazy is because basically it had hit this point in time where they had the technology to make cars really fast, but nobody had really thought about how to make them safe when they're going very fast. So you had these cars going, 150 miles an hour around a turn, but like they didn't think about like banking things enough. Like they didn't like bank the roads, or they didn't like very loose, maybe like a chain link fence type thing on the side, or like just hay bales, right? Where spectators.
Yeah, well, the hay bales are a classic thing to stop cars.
Oh, classic.
I don't think they've ever worked.
That's what they do next to highways, right? They just put hay bales there.
Yeah.
With some tires or something. So they had
The
this.
tires is another good one.
Yeah. And they had these skinny little tires. So if everybody looks at old cars, like cars in the 50s and stuff, they had these skinny little tires, which is fine for like straight line traction, like going through snow, that's fine. But when you're talking about, if you look at an Indy car now or Formula One car, they'll be super wide tires because you want to get super good grip on, you want to get as much like basically surface friction as you can as you're going around these turns and stuff like that. They hadn't thought of that. They hadn't thought of roll cages. They hadn't thought of, they didn't require helmets until 1952. They didn't have things, and now like crumple zones, right? Everybody's seen these videos of crash tech things with the cars. Some guy gets a crazy accident, he's fine, but all the car like crumples around him, right? They also have now in race cars like a fuel cell, which is kind of like a bladder where if it gets punctured, it's not going to just leak gas everywhere and start a fire. They hadn't thought of all these things, right?
All these things sound pretty lame to me.
And they're pretty, I'm not going to lie, they're pretty lame. But there was a series, so there's kind of two main things that happened in the 50s. I'll start with one because I was starting with Ferrari, but basically a series of Ferrari. Ferrari was a big into the racing at the time. Enzo Ferrari was kind of running things, and it just a series of Ferrari drivers were dying. In the 50s alone, 15 professional drivers, like Formula One type drivers, were killed in the 1950s. Just to give you in a comparison, in the last 24 years, there's been 5.
Okay, and I'm assuming they were closer to the 24 years ago.
Yes, yeah, you're right, 100%.
I mean, Ken Block died.
There was one,
remember when Ken
like
Block
2017, died, but like that was the most recent was 2017. But before that, a bunch of years. But yeah, most of those were like closer to 24 years ago. But yeah, like 5 compared to 15 just in the 50s, right? So, but basically, series of things happened. So he had a star driver, and so star driver dies in a guy named Castellodi. Was killed in an accident in Modena in 1956. Another guy. Then there was a big race called the Mille Miglia. And there was a guy named Alfonso de Portago. Him and his co-driver were 21 miles away from the finish line. And then somebody just punctured their tire at 155 miles an hour. They flip off the track and end up killing 9 people.
Oh.
Crazily, it was by the way the car flipped. It was not the people standing right next to the road, but people standing actually further back in what you would think would be a safer zone. They ended up blaming it on what they like the little things that flip up, the little reflectors that flip up. They said that's what punctured the tire. Hard to really know what the reality was. Then they had another guy die in 1958 doing a race. Another guy died in Nürburgring.
Nürburgring
in 1958 as well. So much death was going on with the Ferrari racing team that Enzo Ferrari ends up getting brought up on manslaughter charges. That's how crazy this was.
Tough. Yeah, that's not a good look for your car company.
No, and now he did not get the charges on him get dropped. He didn't get arrested, but it's very likely that had he got arrested, Ferrari would not be around today. Like if this guy was kind of running things, it would have been a really bad look to have the CEO get arrested for killing those people.
Yeah.
So this all culminated also in 1955. There was a Le Mans disaster. So the 24-hour Le Mans is a big race. People that have seen that Ford versus Ferrari, I believe, is also featuring this 24-hour Le Mans. It's a race that goes for literally 24 hours straight. It's been going on forever. They switch out drivers and stuff.
It's still too long.
So this was I'm going to show you this video, Steed. It's a little crazy. They actually have video of what happened here. But I'll just give you a little background on what happened here. So basically, there was a Jaguar, there was an Austin Healey, which really isn't even around anymore, and then a Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz was the fastest of these cars. This Mercedes-Benz, basically one of the cars was trying to get into he was trying to quickly pull over to go into the pit, and he was kind of bumping to the side. This guy is going around to the left. Like one guy is pulling to the right to go into the pit. The guy doesn't, it kind of gets cut off, goes around to the left, as this Mercedes is blowing past both these cars.
Mm.
So the Mercedes ends up hitting the guy that's going to the left and flipping into the crowd.
Ooh.
And I'm going to show you this crazy video because they have this footage is pretty insane.
Look at the classic guys. Look at him go.
Can you see this, dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is really bad. So for those that can't see what's going on, so basically this car ends up getting hit from behind, and the Mercedes car ends up just flying into the stands. Of course, this happens.
It turns into like a cannonball.
Yes.
And just into the crowd.
Yeah. So
except
this is
a car-sized cannonball.
Yeah. And yeah, as you can see, just flames and stuff everywhere. So this was so crazy. What happened here?
Oh God, 84 people died.
Yeah. Well, here's my notes. Yeah. So obviously the driver died. 83 spectators died, and 120 more were hurt. How crazy is that? Like, you were more in more danger sitting in the stands in that event than actually racing the cars.
Yeah, they should have at least had the hay bale wall.
So it's like I said, it was just this weird time in history where they're just like, hey, we can just go as fast as you can, do whatever. But nobody was thinking about like, hey, what about like
what if
this
they
kind
crash?
of stuff happens? Yeah, what if they crash?
If they crash, will the car go into the crowd that is 4 feet away?
So he was going 125 miles an hour, and the car just basically went into flames, shot into the stands. That many people died. Like all the pieces were all over the place. What's crazy is that they tried continuing the race.
Oh, you got to keep going.
Well, part of it was like they knew they needed to get the ambulances in there, and if they tried shutting it down and everybody left, then they would have all the roads closed up. Like the roads would be so backed up with everybody trying to frantically leave. I don't know how successful this was, but their goal was
plan was to keep racing. That way the spectators would be like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't really know what that rationale is,
but
I know
wife just got her head taken off, but
yeah,
I mean, these other guys are still racing.
It's wild. It's wild. So what the result of this was that Switzerland actually did not allow, Switzerland, I'm not really sure how they were involved, but I think they from the aftermath of this whole thing, a nationwide ban on motorsports that lasted until 2022.
Wow.
Mercedes, who was obviously the car that shot in the crowd, did not do professional racing for 30 years after this.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's crazy.
Pretty wild, crazy time in history, stuff that goes on. But
well, that's pretty bad PR.
It's terrible PR. And I had heard one rumor that I'd heard was that Mercedes, so they had a French driver. Mercedes had this French driver.
Oh, it's
Mercedes, obviously a German company, and this is post World War II, right? This is within 10 years of World War II ending. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to like show that they had, like trying to like make amends type of stuff. Like, hey, let's, hey, we're part of Europe now. We're not Nazis anymore.
Hey, we're not those guys anymore.
They had this French guy driving, which I think he might have been a little underqualified for that race.
Okay, so that was a PR move.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
sorry about the whole
invasion. We're gonna have a French driver, that kind of thing. It wasn't confirmed in many things I was saying, but I heard that in one of the things I was listening to. So anyway, kind of just a crazy, Chubistory is a little sad one, obviously, not like a positive time in Chubistory, but the positive thing is they've done a crazy amount of things to make the cars safer.
Yeah.
But just to think of one time how dangerous it was just to be in this. Never has there ever been a sport where you're just in danger in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, the worst is like one guy gets hit with a baseball or something.
Yeah, exactly. Not 80 people killed.
Yeah, I took a baseball to the hand.
Yeah.
And a football to the hand. Dropped both of them.
Yeah, I remember I was with you with the football hit your hand.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
That was at an arena football game.
I got booed. Big time.
All right, what's something we get to here, Steve?
Jay, I want to talk swing countries for World War III because it's going to happen.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Okay, swing countries. You're like, who's teaming up?
Yeah, but obviously you got your big guys. You got so the big players. We got the U.S. and basically all of Europe and Canada, and we could probably convince Mexico. I'm not sure about South America though. Versus China and Russia, basically, and some Middle Eastern guys.
I'm in love with the Chinese chick.
Okay. Is this so you were in the army? This would obviously be bad for you, right? Do you get called up if there was actual war?
If there was World War III, I'd probably receive a phone call.
Okay. Yeah, at some point you'd get a call. So this would be bad for you, and this obviously be bad for everybody. And so you thought you're just mapping it out what the teams would be?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out teams. We've got South Korea, but they counter with an easy North Korea.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So we've got some swing countries in here, such as the Vatican City.
Oh, okay. Yes, Vatican City. So I would say, I think that's, what, Steve, I know what you're saying here. I like the concept of Vatican City. I think there's not very many Catholics in China or in Russia. So I think Vatican City would be on Team America.
Jay, the Vatican City has an army of 110 people.
I'm just saying, I think they'd side with the Allied.
You think they'd side with us?
Yeah.
All right, good. We need those 100 guys.
Yep.
That's good. Okay, here's another one. This is our third Switzerland mention in the past two weeks. Okay. Switzerland.
Aren't they normally neutral?
They are. See, that's the thing. They are normally neutral.
You thought that
was they're joining NATO.
Okay.
And Russia's pissed about that. They're super pissed.
Oh.
Or is that Sweden? I don't know.
Maybe it's Sweden, because I thought Switzerland kind of stayed out of everything. But
Switzerland is going to do it. They have 100,000 army guys. Okay. And they're ready to use them.
Okay, good.
Okay, now here's a rogue one. The country of Costa Rica. Now, Costa Rica disbanded its army in 1949.
Okay. Yep. So they're not going to be much help. But
they're not going to be much help. But do you really want the Costa Ricans fighting? They could sneak in. They could sneak back up on us.
The reason I think Costa Rica would be on also the good side is because of the amount of tourism.
What if Russian billionaires are just going to Costa Rica?
I think they would go somewhere closer. Kind of like you're saying, kind of like the Nazis in Argentina, that whole thing that happened in World War II.
That's why I don't trust the whole area of South America, because the Nazis could still be down there plotting.
That's true. I would say unlikely.
Russian citizens don't need a tourist visa when going to Costa Rica.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting one.
From Russia to Costa Rica, this is a blessed country. They're in there.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Those can go on the bad guy side.
The Costa Rica's a bad guy?
Sure.
I think they're going bad guy.
Okay.
Where'd my other graph go? I had a lot of graphs.
You had graphs for this?
Yeah, I had some graphs. This one shows me the whole population. It's really fun. And I think that's my other big draft day. We take Cuba and Vietnam. We lose Costa Rica.
Okay.
And Switzerland is our,
wild card.
Get them in there. Ski down the mountain. And it should be over in 2 weeks when the nukes go off and we all die. So
perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's the way to work. What was it? Albert Einstein, right? They have the line of I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah. And I'm sharpening my sticks. I'm already ahead of the game.
Oh, good. And you've got your stones from your fossils.
I got a slingshot.
You've got your fossils. Your ones that are kind of like
those are my
fossils.
Special stones.
I mean, I'm saying the ones that turned out not to be good fossils. You can shoot those.
I threw them in the garbage.
Oh, okay. See, that was your mistake. That's your first mistake.
Don't throw those away. I got fish tank rocks actually. So
no, there you go.
I got a decent supply, and in my fish tank, food supply.
Yeah.
So they're pretty small.
Yeah, you're right. You're cultivating your own food supply.
Yeah, I got to go get some tilapia or something from the store.
Great bites, I'm sure.
They'll be tasty.
Oh my god. All right. Email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Steed Swallows on Instagram.
Yep.
ChubStep podcast.
Be on the lookout
Instagram.
for TikTok.
Be looking for TikTok and YouTube. Yeah, check us out on YouTube if you haven't done that.
Leave us a comment.
Leave us. Yeah, we like likes and comments. I mean, like whatever.
But don't make it mean.
Yeah, please try to be positive, Steve.
Because I don't like
sensitive.
the mean comments.
He doesn't he can't handle negativity. So please just
it's nice. Really bad.
Yeah. But not a lot of people watch our show on YouTube, but it's fun. I think it's fun.
Yeah, watch the Steed show on YouTube if you want a good one.
The Steed show is, I will say, for those that were, we've talked a lot about the Steed show episode. That's number 427. It makes a little more sense if you watch it on YouTube. If you see the video, I would say behind it.
It makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of breaks where you're just hearing techno music and me like grunting, but really I'm dancing. I'm doing some pretty cool dance moves out there.
Yeah.
We got DJ Big Money Banks just ripping the things. Pat was drinking Hard Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
That was wild. We got to do another one of those.
Yeah, we'll do another Steed show coming up also. Agreed. All right. It says every Thursday, the show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.